Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. Today we are doing the finals of the Gigbyte Nvidia Invitational, and as you can see this is a best of 5, so we are going to see all 5 games here. This is game number 1 and it is between CreatorPrime, who is the Protoss player in the top left corner, against AcerNerchio, who is the Zerg player in the bottom right corner. So I've never heard of CreatorPrime, but AcerNerchio is a very famous player. So I'm sure this guy is very good as well, otherwise you don't reach the finals of an invitational only tournament. So anyway, it is Protoss versus Zerg, so we will see the early expand with the pylon into Forge, into Gateway, into probably another pylon, because I think this will not cover this entire ramp. So probably we will see another pylon coming up before the cybernetics core, and then somewhere in between the expansion here. When you go and expand depends on two major things. First of all, the map you're playing on, and this is Ohana, which is a pretty long map, so it's pretty far distance from your base to the enemy base. And the second is what strategy your opponent is going for. So as we can see, the spawning pool is already coming up, while in this camp nothing has happened yet. So that means this spawning pool is pretty early, and yeah, that also means that there may be some aggression coming out from our Zerg player here before anything else is going to happen. With no scouting going on from our Protoss player, it's kind of risky to go for this. Really early aggression, or no, really early expansion. But he is going to, yeah, there comes the second pylon. He is going to try to get his whole wall off going before the Zerg player can come in, but the Zerg player obviously is going to try to hold this off. Yeah, the complete wall off here, and that is not what he wants normally. Yeah, there is no gap anywhere, so he may actually cancel this gateway. I'm not sure, but no, it seems that he's actually willing to block off his entire base here instead of going for the usual strategy. And I'm pretty sure there was no scout there. Let's just see. That's one of the two. Yeah. So no scout here. This is the vision of our Protoss player here, and he has no idea what's going on. And yeah, so the Zerglings actually getting some damage done on this wall off. Oh, he is going to break this. This destructible rock thing to get well, an entrance out of his base, or an exit from his base, I guess, and then going to defend over here. Well, normally we see Nexus over here and then a few buildings over here to wall off this entire area, so that you have to run all the way around to get into the base, and that is a pretty efficient way of doing things. But for now, yeah, the complete wall off, normally we don't see that, and that's why I thought he would be in some trouble. But yeah, so far so good. As you can see, the Zealot is coming in. It is not going to do very well against these Zerglings, but it will kill a few, and the remaining Zealots will just keep on hammering on these destructible rocks. I think he only killed one there. No, actually he killed... No, he killed 2. He killed the drone earlier, so he has 3 total kills. But yeah, well, this sentry is now going to guard these destructible rocks, and he is just totally relaxed still, just building his things and going to upgrade the weapons and going to build into his warp gate technology. And with this one cannon over here and this sentry over here, he is pretty well defended. Another pylon coming up, maybe building a cannon over here if he's really worried about it. For now, he's not worried at all. So the Zerg player in the meantime is just building up his base count. He has 2 expansions going already. And yeah, he's not really building any offensive stuff yet. because why should he? He can't really get into the enemy base, and all he needs to do now is just out macro his opponent and make sure that he can get more done than his opponent. For now, it's 44 harvesters versus 37, so the Zerg player is a little bit behind, because he needs to, of course, trade the ability to produce drones with the ability to produce other units. So every unit you want to produce costs you 1 larva, and those larvae, yeah, you can only spend them once, just like you can spend your money only once. Anyhow, the destructible rocks need to be destroyed because otherwise he can't expand over here, but he does have enough minerals saved up to instantly expand here. So I'm assuming that is what he's going to do. Robotics facility coming up, and yeah, he's just warping in sentries, because the sentries will help him defend this entire region as well as this region if a Zerg push comes in. So the expansion will go down, and the only thing is, when is the Zerg player going to go aggressive, getting his speed upgrade here for the Zerglings. And another hatch, oh no, the lair is coming up, never mind, sorry. The lair is coming up, making him able to get the higher technologies, and that may very well mean that he's going for that that roach push, and we will have to see. Yeah, he is going for 11 roaches, probably going to upgrade the glial reconstitution. Wow, yeah, there it goes. And that increases the movement speed of the roaches. That makes them a lot more useful off the creep. On the creep they still get that movement speed bonus, but off the creep they don't. And yeah, this observer is coming in. It's going to spot all of the roaches when they come out. The overseer, however, is here, and it is going to spot the observer because, yeah, well, they can see each other. But yeah, the observer is detector. Oh no, is hidden. Sorry, it is cloaked, and this overseer can detect cloaked units. So anyhow, the Zerg is going to move in with a whole lot of roaches. These are 15 roaches coming in, and he is going to try to be there when this is coming up. This melee, no, not the melee attacks, because roaches are ranged, so I'm not really sure why he's upgrading melee attacks. Anyhow, yeah, he's going to wait around a little bit for his speed to finish, because with the speed he can do a whole lot more. But the observer found the army, and of course with the army being spotted, he can well, prepare defenses. As you can see, cannon hidden behind 2 gateways, or warp gates as they are currently. And yeah, the roaches are going to come in. The force field's going down, but not catching any of the roaches. They're down in the wrong spot. And the Protoss player going to go over here, probably to secure this base, making sure that there's nothing over here that that's blocking this base when he wants to build it. But he needs another gateway over there to block off this entire ramp. I'm not sure. Yeah, he can actually build that. No, he cannot build that. I'm pretty sure you can't build that on that corner. But maybe a little bit up. And yeah, I'm sure he practiced this, so I'm sure that he won't mess up. Anyway, with the observer here, he can spot those creep tumors, and he is going to be careful, because if the roaches sneak past him, then he is going to be in a lot of trouble. The roaches, of course, are over here, so he doesn't need to worry about it too much. Or rather, we don't have to worry about it. He's still pretty worried. And yeah, the pylon is coming up. He wants to take this base, and that means that he's going to get a whole lot of ground to cover. And the Zerglings are going to come in over here. They are going to be the first runners in this entire attack. And hang on, I have to pause it here. I don't know why it keeps doing this, but it is so freaking annoying. There we go. It has something to do with the longer games. The longer games, or in the longer games, the replay runs a little bit quicker than the game itself. So if you record the game, because otherwise it's no problem, and if you don't have the supercomputer, and I don't have a supercomputer, my computer is like a year and a half old. It was pretty good back then, but it's no longer like the best computer ever. He does get a gateway, by the way, or warp gate, but that's no big deal. But yeah, if you then run Fraps, and Fraps is recording the game, but the replay is running ahead, so the game says, oh ho ho, to the replay, that it says, oh, chill man, put it down a little. And then all of a sudden, yeah, the game starts to lag, and if you just hit pause, then the replay stops and the game has the time to catch up with the replay. That's why you see it running a little bit after I press the pause button. And all in all, it gets solved pretty easily, but yeah, it's still a big deal for me. Anyhow, the fungal growth going off and doing a lot of damage actually, because well, they do extra damage to armored units, and all of these units are armored, and they take a lot of damage. Well, fortunately for the Protoss player, all of them are well, are shielded, so the shield will regenerate, and he has a big clump of units, so the Zerg player doesn't really want to just run into that. But yeah, the Infestor is doing a great job of damaging them there. It's 40 versus armored, and so it's not a big deal. The main deal with that fungal growth is the fact that they can't move anymore, and that makes you able to surround the units. So infested Terrans coming out, no fungal growth coming out at this moment. He doesn't have the well, the energy for it, and he is going to have to get out. Oh, 2 Overseers getting sniped. That is painful, because Overseers are pretty expensive, and oh man, yeah, he is now in some trouble. The whole Protoss army is still alive, and he is going to have to defend with what he has. He has 20 roaches, which is pretty decent, but and 6 infestors, but he is not going to be able to go up against this. The 50 Zerglings are going to do way better against these troops than the roaches, because the Zerglings can just swarm around, and all of these units only attack 1 unit at a time, and that therefore the Zerglings can just swarm around them, and even if half of them get killed instantly, they still have 25 of them available, and that's also why he's using all of these infested Terrans. It's just more units, and more units that do a little bit of damage is better than having the few big units that get damaged extra, and that are just really hard to maneuver. But it's not enough. He just loses too many units, and I think this Protoss army is just going to win it right here. He has some pylon there to warp in. I think he has multiple pylons actually, but I only see one. Normally they build more than one, but I only see one here. And yeah, this base is going to get sniped. This infestor is going to get sniped. And yeah, that's another like 500 minerals going to waste. 300 for the resources, I should say. 300 for the hatchery, and about 200 for the infestor. And there are of course some more units over here, but they are just Zerglings. Nobody cares about those for now, at least. Oh, some Dark Templars in here, and yeah, you had those for a little bit. The fungal growth will actually reveal them, and wow, a lot of infested Terrans coming out, but they're not going to do enough, I have to feel. And I think he lost this. I think these are too many Stalkers. Yeah, Immortals also doing a great job. The Immortals of course do way too much damage to armored units for the roaches to be effective. They do 65 damage to roaches, and roaches, let's see if we can still find one. No, I don't think we have one, but roaches have like 100 HP, something like that. 145, so it's 2 shots and then they die. 2 shots and a shot from one of the Stalkers and they instantly die. So yeah, you can see how strong they are, and as long as you can keep those Immortals alive, it is pretty ridiculous the amount of damage they do. But so far they haven't nerfed it yet. It has been like that for a long time, so I have to assume that not a lot of people are complaining about it, and that they are still considered to be balanced. Anyway, we're going on to game 2, as I said, best of 5. So still lots more games to come, and hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.